Pasuk Ches.
Chapter 30 still?
Chapter 30. Okay, you have it. Chapter 30, verse 8. Oh, please, yeah.
V'shama isha b'yom shamo shama'o v'hecharish la v'kamu nadareha ve'esareha asher asra al nafsha yakumu. Okay. And her husband heard on the day of his hearing, and he was silent about her.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep going.
So, actually, B'shama didn't hear. B'shama Isha, the husband, will hear. So it's actually a future tense for him. B'shama Isha, husband hears, B'yom Shom, on the day that he hears. And you'll see it sounds like this, like a little bit tautologous. But we'll see what it means. V'acharish la, and he's quiet. V'komu nedareha, carry on.
And he was silent about her. Then her vow shall stand, and her prohibition that she prohibited upon herself shall stand.
What we're talking about, we mentioned yesterday that this we're talking about not a woman who's fully married, but a woman who is undergone erusin, kiddushin. So she's, we use the English term betrothed, but it doesn't really mean that, because it's more than that. She's actually married, but they're not living together yet. Okay? So she's forbidden to marry anybody else. Right? She's considered a married woman, but nevertheless, she's not living with her husband yet. She's still living in her father's house. So we said that, we'll see, this we're going to see from the coming psukim, that both the father and the husband, in tandem, they don't have to do it together. But they both have to annul the vow to make it, to cancel the vow, they both have to cancel it. Okay? So if only the husband cancelled it and the father didn't, or the other way around, then it's not cancelled. Now another thing is, each one has to cancel it on the day that he hears it. Which means, let's say he heard it on a Sunday morning, he has till Sunday sunset to end of the day to cancel it. That's the Jewish day, of course.
The white one.
Because that's the Torah prescribed on that day, on the day that he hears it. If he lets the day go by, automatically he's timed out, right? And therefore he's lost the opportunity to cancel the vow. Okay? So here this pasuk is saying, right, that if the husband here heard it and he's silent, he doesn't cancel the vow, then her vows and her any prohibitions which she bound upon herself, which means basically the oaths, shavuos, which she's made, the kumah will all stand.
So what's he saying?
If the husband hears it on the day that he hears it, and it doesn't make a difference whether he heard it the previous night, after night, or the following day, now before, a few minutes before sunset, doesn't make a difference.
Well, on the day she made a vow?
On the day she made a vow. The day is determined by that Jewish day. Because it doesn't have 24 hours necessarily. That is almost, we'll never have 24 hours.
It doesn't make a difference what day it is, before or after?
It doesn't matter. What do you mean? No, before he's heard about it, he can't nullify the thing. It's only, he hears about it. So it doesn't make a difference whether he heard about it at, let's say sunset is at 6 o'clock in the evening. If he hears it at dark, nightfall, it's 6:30, something like 7. Okay, so if he hears about it at 7 o'clock on Sunday evening, then he has till Monday sunset to cancel it. If he heard about it on Monday afternoon, it's a few minutes before sunset, he just has those few minutes to cancel it, that's it. Okay? Now, so this passage is referring to the husband. Okay? So that's what Rashi says. Just a small Rashi here, Matt.
is the husband and the father because she didn't go on.
So we explained this yesterday. Correct. Meaning, we explained this yesterday. Since she's married only done the first stage of the marriage, i.e. Kiddushin, and she hasn't become fully married, she's not living with her husband yet, so therefore she's only considered partially in the husband's jurisdiction, and she remains still somewhat in the father. So it's the father and the husband together both have jurisdiction over her, so therefore they have to both cancel it out.
So if one says, I want to cancel, one says, nothing, it's not canceled.
Yeah, correct. You're both saying cancelling. You're both cancelling it. Right? Says Rashi here.
V'shama isha v'gomer, and her husband heard,
etc. Okay?
Okay. Hare l'cha, here you see, she'im kiyem haba'al, that if her husband upheld her vow, shehu kayam, that it is upheld, no matter what the father does.
No.
Right, so that's another thing. However, what we're discussing was about each of them cancelling the vow. But one says, either the husband or the father says, says, you made it, tells his daughter, the father says, daughter, you made a vow not to eat chocolate? Great! I'm really happy you did that. I'm upholding your vow. Then it's finished. And it's not going to help that the husband cancels it because he's only half a canceller. Not? And the father can't change his mind now. Since he's upheld, he said specifically in the statement, I'm upholding the vow, then he can't change his mind and say, no, I'm cancelling it. Even if it's within that same day.
But they both have to cancel it.
Right. So the point of this possibly is saying that if one of them says, I want the neder to stand, I'm upholding the neder, then he cannot change his mind and say, no, I'm changing my mind now, I'm going to cancel it. So therefore, once one of them has said, I'm upholding the vow, that's it. The vow stands. Because you can't retract. Okay.
So yeah, we do a private discussion. You have to do it right away.
Of course you should do anything.
What? Consultation.
Ryan said, who hasn't read?
What about the consultation?
Yeah.
Yoni.
You can have a consultation.
Classic test.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Well, it depends. It depends when it's out. If 5 minutes before nightfall, you have to have a very, very quick.
Yeah, okay, right. If he only finds out about them, it really depends. It doesn't necessarily have the full 24 hours. Most times he will not have the full 24 hours.
We can always discuss it.
Yeah, but what happens if he only finds out about it 5 minutes before sunset?
Come back tomorrow.
No, it doesn't help. He's only got to once he finds out about it, he's only got to the end of that day.
Well, you can send something like sunsets, we can go through.
Yeah.
What if he finds out about it a week later, 6-7 years?
On that day he hears about it. It's not told you actually when she made the neder.
And the day he hears
The day that he hears it.
Right, the day he hears about it. Okay. Pasuk Tes, Yoni. Chapter Lamed. Chapter Lamed. Parshas Matos.
Okay.
So if she's already a week or 2 weeks into the letter.
Yeah, it could be. And the husband hasn't heard about it, or the father hasn't heard about it. Then,
here we go.
so what you can have a situation is that let's say the father hears about it. And he says, okay, I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Or he doesn't do anything, he's quiet, and he waits till the end of his day. So he's lost out an opportunity of cancelling it. So now, even if the husband hears about it 2 weeks later, he says, wow, you made that, I'm cancelling it. Too bad. Even though he heard about it, on the day he heard about it was much later.
On the husband or on the father?
Either way, it doesn't make a difference, either way.
But excuse me, you made a vow, you accepted the vow, you not accepted the vow, and then you have another discussion the day after, once it's done for the whole year or it's done forever, right?
the vow will stand forever. You still, the woman still has the option afterwards of going to a chacham and saying, I really have regret having made this vow, and maybe you can find me an opening that I can will be able to nullify the vow retroactively.
You can't do that with yourself.
The father of the husband can't do that.
What about
Unless they're right by themselves.
Supposing nobody ever finds out about it, she doesn't privately, and she just, nobody notices, and she just keeps her vow.
So
She can do that.
You can do that. Right?
Did she go in front of a base din or something like that?
What, to nullify it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we said. We mentioned at the beginning of the beginning of the Tasha.
That's until Rosh Hashanah.
Correct? I mentioned over there that the cancelling the vows in Erev Rosh Hashanah, it's very important. In order to be valid, you've got to know what you're talking about. So if you don't understand the Hebrew, don't say the Hebrew. Say the English.
We never. I never made a vow ever. I never made a vow.
How do you know? Maybe inadvertently you did make a vow, you didn't realize.
I mean, I swear to.
No, to swear, the actual was to swear, but maybe you promised to give money to the tzedakah. It's also considered like a vow. It's a different, slightly different from this kind of vows, but...
Rather stupid question. I only became from X number of years ago, so it wasn't until I was much older than 20 that I knew about all this, that did at shul and what happened to all the past things? I forgot even now. You made me feel
So
guilty.
you can still cancel what was in the past.
But having gone through all the, it's only the time I started going, it was like years, not the past years.
No, when you, on Erev Rosh Hashanah, when you cancel...
20 years ago, 20 years back.
Everything from day one till now. Okay?
I've waited something.
Yes, you should feel very tremendously relieved about it.
Thank you, I do. Yes, I like to okay.
People don't know the thing. As I mentioned at the beginning of the week, the neder, this whole thing of making vows and things like that shows this tremendous power of the word. When a person says something, it has an effect. Okay? And therefore, and when a person says, a person shouldn't be thinking, I didn't really mean it.
No. Can't do that.
Person says, as you said before, bris crucilis facai. Right? There's like the words, the mouth utters, the lips utter something. It's like it has a tremendous effect.
אם ביום שמו אישה
יעני עושה
עושה והפר את נדרה אשר להביא מבטאת שפסיה אשר אסרה על נפשה והשם יסלח לה.
Okay, let's translate.
And on the day, and if on the day, who is it, the father or the husband?
Her husband.
Here's his wife.
Doesn't say listen to his wife. No one. Here's about it. Yarniyosa. He holds her back from the vow.
Holds her back.
What is the word Isha doing here?
Her husband.
Oh, her husband.
So that's very important. You say there's a yud there, and at the hey at the end has a dot inside it, which is called a mapik hey.
Right.
It's a sounded hey. Don't say Isha. It's
Yeah.
Isha. Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Isha. Okay, means her husband, her man. Okay. Yarniyosa. He holds her back from the neighbor. How so? The hey he cancels her. Yeah, everything. He needs to cancel. He cancels her neder.
That's on her. That she made on herself.
Right. And the utterance of her lips.
Utterance of her lips that made usher.
That's right. She
on
made
her
upon
soul,
herself.
and Hashem will forgive her.
So this is the same idea what we had before. That Hashem will forgive her. That if the husband cancels the vow and she doesn't know about it, and she went ahead and transgressed. Let's say she made a neder not to eat chocolate. Not to eat chocolate. And husband heard about it and cancelled it, but she was unaware, and she went ahead and ate chocolate. So she thinks she's done an avera. So she needs a kapara. She needs a atonement. She needs forgiveness for what she's done because she thought she was doing an avera. However, even though Lamaisa Piyanis, she didn't do anything wrong, the action was not a forbidden action. Her intentions were bad intentions. So therefore she needs to be forgiven. We discussed it a couple of days ago.
I give you an offering.
No, it doesn't have an offering. It doesn't have to go to shul even the Rosh Hashanah. She says vidui, and she feels thing. There's four, as I said, there's four parts to doing tshuva.
Tshuva.
No, that's something else. Four parts to doing tshuva. Charota ala'ava, meaning having regretting what you've done in the past. Kabbalah ala'asid. So by the way, having regret is not this thing. Like Kabbalah ala'asid, accepting upon yourself in the future. One second. Confessing, right? And I've forgotten the fourth one now.
Not true again.
Yeah, but that's aziva sachet, meaning the person, the lashon of the Rambam is, Ben Yonah, I think the Rambam Ben Yonah says that a person that HaKodesh Baruch Hu, has such regret for what he's done, and he's accepting upon himself in such a strong way that HaKodesh Baruch Hu can testify that if again he comes an opportunity where he'll be tested, he'll overcome the test. That's really when a person can test. This is tshuva. Proper tshuva is when he comes up against the test. Right? It's a chas v'shalom. Somebody wasn't careful about eating Big Macs. Right? Meat and milk together. Masa b'cholov, a cheeseburger. Right? And Baruch Hashem now he's done tshuva. So when can he know is his tshuva proper? When he goes past the McDonald's and he whiffs. He says, "No, I'm not going to do it."
You're not supposed to put yourself in
No,
that
that's
position.
for sure. Not put a thing. But if he happens to go past, right, and then he takes a whiff and he feels his lust getting aroused, and he says, "No, I'm getting out of there." Then he knows it's true.
It's clever that someone 5 minutes does to resist the test and he fails again.
So for that 5 minutes, he's going to get tremendous schar. He should. Those 5 minutes when we're standing, you should try and get out.
The next minute is going to be a tremendous posh.
Right. Okay. That's why we cannot know when a person, even a person himself feels sometimes, I tried so hard. Let's say it's difficult for him to get up in the morning for shachris, for davening. Okay. So he tries and whatever, and one day he managed to get to the minyan. Next day, third day, I don't know, he had a late night or whatever, oversleeps, he misses the minyan. So he wasn't saying, "Wow, what a bad guy I'm, and I finished, did nothing. It wasn't worth the whole thing." It wasn't worth it. 2 days he went to a minyan. See, 2 days it worked. So that's the thing is, it's very interesting. The Yetzirah, where the Yetzirah is, before a person does the Avera, he makes it as if the Avera is nothing. After he's done the Avera, wow, what a terrible guy you are! You did such a bad Avera, it's such a nothing, good for nothing, absolute thing, don't bother to tshuva, it's finished, you're a goner. That's the way the Yetzirah is, the Yetzirah talking to a person.
When you're talking about eating the McDonald's,
yeah,
that is problematic, right? But when you're talking about, no, not problematic, that's different, that's against religion. But when you're talking about when you're hooked on nicotine, and you want to do something but you're trying to make an oath, how do you get around it without being penalised?
So it's as follows. It depends what the situation is. A person has to know himself. But if a person realizes if he does make an oath, it's going to help him.
Yeah, but it's very,
Right, I know, but if it's going to help him to withhold the temptation, then it's permitted to make an oath.
Yeah, but you want to get off the hook.
I understand, but sometimes a person has to recognize his limits. If a person
his limits, I'm talking about the rabbi. He was a great rabbi, and I don't exactly know if he made an oath.
I want to tell you something. I'm sure you've all heard of Rav Shach.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Shach was the great everything in his time was God Lador. He said when he was younger, I'm probably till he got to his, he passed away at the age of 105, 107 or something like that.
Oh.
Anyway, he said that when he was, he's under till his, I think he smoked till about the age 60, 70, whatever. He says when he was smoking, time was smoking, he didn't know how you could answer Stira and Rambam without a cigarette. Right? And when he stopped smoking, he says, I couldn't understand how you could understand to answer Rambam with a cigarette. Right? Okay? So, you know, this person doesn't always realize in a certain situation what the temptation, what the bad thing is doing to him. He doesn't always realize it. I think, on the contrary, he thinks something not so bad. First of all, till they're going back probably to the 60s, people didn't think smoking was...
Smoking outside. No, yes, smoking
so, yeah,
outside.
but people didn't think smoking was so bad.
No. The effects of smoke, I
I don't think it was really till the 80s.
No. It was the controversy was in the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
Really?
In America.
All I know is that finally in most yeshivas, they made a ruling, no smoking in the base of Medrash, already from the early 80s. I remember when I was in
That's
yeshiva.
when they were actually making the laws.
Right. That's when I remember that.
Especially in Israel, people in the Torah still smoking.
Who?
A lot of yeshivas in Israeli yeshivas smoke.
Some yes, some not. All I can tell you is my experience of my own boys and other things. The good boys don't smoke. I'm serious. And those who...
Serious learners.
Serious.
I think anyone smoking?
Serious,
No,
not just
we're
the
serious.
I did when I was younger.
The serious...
We'll sit now, that's before, we're all serious learners, we don't smoke.
Yeah, I quit a long time ago.
Good.
Serious here.
30 years ago.
Children.
We should advertise
How much
this
money you
in the
save?
non-smoking yeshiva. Right?
How much money you
Up on the
save?
website.
It's a big draw.
Yeah.
Smoke free.
Yeah. It's a big draw with no exhalation. Okay, let's go weiter. Next, Yaakov.
Why is this so redundant? Why does it go over and over the same thing over and over
Okay,
again?
well, because we've been discussing this thing. Actually, if you go through the psukim are not redundant.
No?
No.
Didn't we say before that...
We first talked about the father, and now we're talking about the husband.
Right.
Okay, now,
Now,
Pasuk Yud,
you're correct.
Neda,
Reneda, but this vow,
no, not this vow, Neda, any vow of an
the
almana,
vow, any vow, almana ugrusha, a widow of her that is divorced, kol asher asra al nafsha, even everything
that
where she bound her soul, yakum aleha, shall stand against her.
not against it. Yaakov will stand upon her, will stand for her, which means that any neder she makes, she's just like a man in that respect.
Yeah.
Whatever she says, stands.
Right.
She doesn't have a husband, she doesn't have a father.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, this even applies, let's say a 12-year-old girl gets married, okay? And before she's 12 and a half, she becomes fully married. She's not just Kiddushin, she gets Nisuin, she enters now at one point I didn't mention over here, this thing of the husband and the father doing in tandem is only for a girl who's between 12 and 12 and a half, and she's still an arusa, she's just been through the first stage. Once she's fully married, right, then only her husband cancels her vows, okay? And by the way, the husband has jurisdiction over her vows, even applies to an older woman as well, not just a girl between 12 and 12 and a half. Even a 50-year-old woman, right? Her husband has jurisdiction over her vows. If she makes a vow, but only after Nisuin, once they're fully married, then the husband can cancel the vows. What happens though, she's still between 12 and 12 and a half, she's still a Nara, she became fully married to this man, and unfortunately either the husband died or he got divorced. Now, does she go back to the father?
No.
No. However, she only went through the first stage of Kiddushin, right? In which stage we should say both the father and the husband have to cancel it. If then the husband dies or divorces her, from Kiddushin, then she reverts back to the father, till 12 and a half. Okay?
What if she's 13?
Then she's her own boss. Basically, if she's unmarried, she's on her own boss. If she's not, if she's
So why
married,
does it
she
say
has
that? Wonder why it doesn't
Oh,
say all three
oh, so
things?
okay, we're gonna this is actually indicated in this passage over here. That's here. Yeah, what I just told you now is what Rashi's going to say right now. Okay? No, not about when she's older than 12 and a half. But it mentions about Bulgaris. It's stated explicit somewhere else. It says at the end of the paragraph, this section over here, it's only when she's a Nara, right, when she's a young girl between 12 and 12 and a half, that is she then in her father's house. After that, she's not in her father's jurisdiction at all. Okay, let's see the Rashi here.
This doesn't apply to a son?
No? A boy, no. 13-year-old boy is his own boss.
The Torah is saying that a girl doesn't have a full head mind.
It's more that she's under her father's jurisdiction still. I'm not sure so much.
That's why the Bible the father makes a statement.
Baruch Shepetrani? Yeah, there's to a certain extent that is connected. Okay.
Father interpreted.
Yeah, let's see the Rashi.
Can father be interpreted as guardian?
Yes.
An orphanage.
No, I'm saying.
If it's an orphanage, then
No, then.
So what do you do?
So once she's 12, she's her own boss.
And a boy?
Boy is for sure, anyway. Boy, anyway, that the father can't annul his vows. Okay, Kol Asher
even everything where she has bound souls shall stand against her. Yakub Alecha, the fee shall now law b'shu'am, since she is now under the guardianship of her father. The law b'shu'ba'al, under the authority of her husband. Regarding a widow that was married, the scriptures say.
No, so it means she became a widow from after being fully married. Not just after condition.
When a widow that was betrothed, make Haba'al, when a husband betrothed dies.
Right, when a husband who betrothed her dies, right, she now knows which means becomes means more like emptied out, meaning the husband's jurisdiction now loses its effect.
Right.
So now she reverts automatically to being back to a regular Nara in her father's jurisdiction.